All right, what is up, my peeps? Happy Monday to you. All right, right at the beginning of the business day, East Coast time, CoinMarketCap just reported that the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, has just approved the spot Bitcoin ETF from iShares. Yes, the iShares Bitcoin spot ETF has been approved. Now, obviously, there were a lot of people, a lot of companies that were applying for a spot Bitcoin ETF. We had Fidelity, we had BlackRock, we had Grayscale, we had a couple others. iShares got the first spot Bitcoin ETF. Now, this is going to be huge for cryptocurrency, for Bitcoin itself, and for, I think, the entire cryptocurrency market, and I'll explain why. But first, I just want to mention, like, the fact that we have multiple spot Bitcoin ETF applications, what that could mean for us. So, like, right now, we have one spot Bitcoin ETF that has been approved, but chances are, I read an article, I think I even reported on this channel about this, that somebody, I think it was somebody, an ex-advisor from either Goldman Sachs or someplace, some big financial firm, they said that they thought that the SEC might approve multiple spot Bitcoin ETF applications, which to me, it doesn't make sense. Like, here's the deal. Like, if you're going to buy Microsoft stock, and it's like, okay, you want to buy Microsoft stock? What if there were 5 tickers for Microsoft and they were the same thing? Like, what's the point of having multiple tickers? But for whatever reason, Bitcoin obviously isn't a company itself. It doesn't, there's not a ticker symbol with the shares behind it. So that's maybe why they're going to allow multiple ETFs, but I still don't understand why they would do that, because it's like, can you imagine multiple ticker symbols to get into a Bitcoin ETF? But whatever, that may or may not be the case. We'll see. I'm surprised it wasn't BlackRock. I'm surprised it wasn't Grayscale. I'm surprised it was iShares, but iShares got in there with the first spot Bitcoin ETF application. So that's pretty awesome. So I think that it's going to bode really well for the price of Bitcoin itself. I think Bitcoin is going to start to see some price increase because of this good news, because this is good news, because what this means is that it's going to be easier for retail and institutional investors to get into cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, but cryptocurrency in general, but specifically into Bitcoin. This is really, really good for Bitcoin, and I think all of cryptocurrency, because I think it's going to open people's eyes to, hey, the world of cryptocurrency. If they aren't into cryptocurrency right now, and they're like, hey, a Bitcoin, spot ETF was just approved, they're like, let me get in, let me put some money in there, some of the institution's money, or some of my own money in there, or some of the family law office's money in there, or whatever, the family investment company's office money in there. Let's do it. So they're going to do that, and then they're going to be like, well, what else is out there in the world of cryptocurrency? And they're going to look at things like Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash and Stellar Lumens and the other things that are out there, and they're going to do some research. And I really think they're going to take a look and see what else is available through a brokerage account, like what's easy to invest into, what's on other exchanges as well. And they're going to take a look at those specifically. So we have this past summer, we had the EDX exchange launch. EDX exchange was open to big institutional investors, and they made available for investing. They made Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash, those 4 cryptocurrencies. So it's only those 4 that they made available. So I think people are going to look at all 4. They're going to look and see what's out there. People will also take a look at and see what's available through a brokerage account, like through the Grayscale Trust. And they're going to go, oh, wow, there's Stellar Lumens, there's Litecoin, there's Bitcoin Cash, there's Ethereum Classic, there's Zcash, there's Horizon, there's a couple others. There's, I think, Solana and I think Chainlink are two big ones that are out there for, the small cap trusts that Grayscale has, but they're still there. I think it's really going to bode well. I think the entire cryptocurrency market is also going to benefit from this. Money, when big money takes a look at an asset class like cryptocurrency, they're going to take a look at the entire spectrum of what's in there in the asset class. Bitcoin is the big mover, right? It's the big name. They're going to take a look at that and go, man, a spot Bitcoin ETF was just approved. This is really good news from the government, from the standpoint, like, the government, like, if people are worried about cryptocurrency being banned by the government, you can basically, they can lay their fears to rest, because the government just approved a Bitcoin spot ETF. I wasn't even worried about them banning it, because they had already approved the Grayscale Trust. It's like, so I wasn't worried about the government banning crypto, which some people are, but it's like, I don't see any risk there. But the fact that they have approved a spot Bitcoin ETF now further shows that they are not going to ban cryptocurrency. That's not likely to happen. They just approved an ETF that they're not going to ban Bitcoin. Okay. And Gary Gensler and the SEC has gone on record in the past and said things like Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash are not securities. So we're not at risk of them being deemed as securities, them being delisted, them being banned. There's no big worry about that. So I think it's really going to benefit Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. I think it'll benefit Ethereum too. So really, really, really good thing. So that's the news. That's scoop. It just came across my phone. I was looking at my phone and all of a sudden I got an alert from CoinMarketCap. It's like breaking news. The SEC just approved the iShares Bitcoin spot ETF. And I was like, holy shit. This is amazing news. This is way earlier than what I thought. I mean, I was thinking, and some other people were thinking too, that we might have to wait till the end of the year or the beginning of next year to actually get an approval. But here we are in October and we got our first ETF approval. That means, to me, that indicates that we will have, if they're going to approve multiple ETFs, my guess is that we're going to see those applications be approved before the end of the year. So really, really good news. This is at least, 6 months prior to Bitcoin halving. So this is super, super good news, and it's about a full year before when we get the bull run for the altcoins coming in. So it's really, really, really good news. I think we're going to have a phenomenal bull run. This next bull run, I think it's going to be better than any bull run we've had in the past. I really do think that a ton of money is going to come in. Trillions of dollars are going to flow into cryptocurrency, in my opinion. And this bull run is going to be one for the record books. So if you are not into cryptocurrency, you might want to think about getting in. I've talked a lot about the Grayscale Trust and how to invest in Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Stellar Lumens, etc. Doing that. Also, they've got the Grayscale Ethereum Trust. They got the Grayscale GBTC Trust, which I don't know, the feature of that, like, that's a little bit in question. I've talked about this before. Now that we have a spot Bitcoin ETF, it's like, you got to ask yourself why you even invest into the GBTC trust. I mean, right now, if you're in there, you can still do pretty well if they don't convert it to an ETF and if people still stay in it, because you potentially still have some gains in there, if you're buying at a discount, selling at a premium. But I got to tell you, like, I think that might disappear. The premiums might disappear because of the fact that we have a spot ETF around. A lot of people might move from the GBTC Trust to a spot ETF, which is why I think the SEC is probably going to approve Grayscale's application to convert their GBTC Trust into a spot Bitcoin ETF. I think that's going to happen. Now, if that does happen, here's the deal. Like, I think GBTC is currently sitting at a discount. So at the time, if it's still sitting at a discount at the time that they convert it to a spot ETF, that means that the value of your portfolio is going to rise because the discounts would be coming off and you coming up to NAV price. So that's the scoop with that. If that happens, I would assume that the SEC is going to approve Grayscale's filing. Grayscale was the first company to file for a spot Bitcoin ETF. They wanted to convert their GBTC trust to a spot Bitcoin ETF, and they got denied. And they had to go to court. They had to sue the SEC to have another chance at it. The court says, yeah, you got another chance at it. They reapplied. So I'm really surprised actually that the first application that was approved was not Grayscale, because Grayscale kind of had first dibs on it, in my opinion. But we also have applications from a number of other companies, and I forget all of them, but like we've got BlackRock, we've got Fidelity, we've got iShares, we've got Grayscale, and I think there were like 2 or 3 others at least. I forget. There are quite a few. It remains to be seen what's going to happen with the rest of the ETF filings. Like I said, somebody said, an executive from the big financial firm said that they're likely to approve multiple ETFs. So that's what we might have. Anyway, quick video. I just want to end this here. But this is really, really, really good news for all of cryptocurrency. It's crazy. This is good. This is like, we want this to happen. Now, I do not want this to happen for Litecoin or Bitcoin Cash, because it'll destroy the premiums that we can make in the Grayscale Trust. So not this bull run. But I tell you, by the time next bull run comes, like 4 or 5 years from now, man, we're probably going to have, Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin and Stellar Lumens Trust or ETFs in place. Probably. That's my guess. So like I said, this is once in a lifetime opportunity. You got to get in if you want to make mad money by playing the premium game inside of Grayscale Trust and Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash and Stellar Lumens. Man, you got to do it. Time is now, and you got to move your ass too, because it's like there's no time to delay. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate, because it's like you want to get in and get your positions get your positions, I guess, sorted out a year in advance of when you might sell. And this is, the time is now. The time is now, right? Because you might be selling in January of 2025. So it means you only got a couple months here to get into position if you want long-term capital gains taxes. And that's what I want. So that's one of the reasons I said, you know, a couple months ago or a month or so ago, I'm like, I'm going all in on crypto investments in Q4 because it's my last shot to get long-term capital gains. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Monday, or Tuesday, wherever you are. I guess it depends on where you are in the world, but it's Monday morning here where I am. Breaking news: the CoinMarketCap announced again that the SEC just approved the iShares Spot Bitcoin ETF. This is amazing news. This is so happy. So anybody who's in cryptocurrency, you ought to be happy. This is really, really good news. All right, I'll see you guys later. Take care. Peace out.